So we've spoken about 4 ways you can get ideas. So let's look on to validating these ideas, because one thing is having ideas and nobody really cares about them, right? You need to know who these products are being built for. You need to then ask questions like, who will need this particular kind of product that I'm building? Then what pain points do they have? What problems is my solution solving? Then also, how will my solution or my software or my product come in and help them? So how will it solve their problems? So you need to know these things before building out your product, because if you don't, you would just be building something. Oh, I have a fancy, or I have a software. In the end, nobody cares about it or nobody wants to use it. So you really don't want to be in that position at any given time, because we all are here to, make an impact on, see that the fact that what we are building is helping someone. So you need to understand who needs this, what pains do they have, and how will my software come and solve it for them, right? So we've covered out the steps on how to go about finding the product, then understanding who this product will serve. Now the next step will be, okay, how do I find these customers? So how do I find these people that will potentially buy my stuff? There are a bunch of ways you can go about finding them. Okay, you can check out your competitors, because whoever you want to emulate their software, you're not coming in there to do anything groundbreaking. Highest, you're solving a specific pain point for a specific user. Typically, you would want to ensure that there's a market for what like you're trying to solve for, because you will not want to just say, okay, I have a new idea, and you're going out there to just go and test. Most times you don't have people that already have problems like that. They do, but it's a bit more difficult to bring or explain brand new products. So that's a long-winded way of saying that you should ensure that, one, whatever you're trying to build, it's already, there's a market for it, because you will not want to come and create a market for such a product. It's usually very difficult to be a first mover in a market if you don't have money on your side. You just have to ensure that you know where you can find these people, and yeah, like I said, there are a bunch of places you can find them, and let's just bring it down to like three. And one, if you check on Play Store or the App Store, you have products or applications that you're trying to emulate, right? So these applications, you can go ahead and say, okay, this is what the customers are saying. So you check out for those 4-star reviews, 3-star reviews, 2-star reviews. If you are checking out reviews, don't pay too much close attention to 5-star reviews and 1-star reviews, because 5-star reviews are people that are really overly, they are the ones that always say nice things about the product, right? And also for 1-star reviews, those are the ones that just shit on the product every time. But if you check out the 4, 3, 2-star reviews, these are people that are telling you, okay, I love this product, but there's something still holding them back. Maybe they don't like, maybe the experience or something. So you see those kind of complaints in 4, 3, and 2-star reviews. Checking out reviews is a good place to get, know where your customers are at and how to, find ideas and solve problems for them. You can also check out groups. So these might be Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, Discord, wherever you know that your customers would most likely be. So you check for them and see how you can, potentially come in, or where you can even find them when your product is ready. Then you can also run advertisements, some small advertisements to, check out your target people who is interested in your product. Now, I will only advise this last step if you already have what we call an MVP, which is the very first version of your product, like the minimum viable product. That's what the MVP means. So that little version that you are showing to your customer, okay, you can run ads so that because are people really interested in this thing? Are they clicking through it? Are they signing up? Are they checking out my stuff? That's just how you go about knowing where you can go and find those customers. So I've given you, check out reviews, check out Facebook groups or groups wherever, WhatsApp, Facebook, Discord, wherever, and then also running ads. The next major question you ask is still under the envelope of what it is we are actually building, right? Next thing you want to know is how to know if they will buy or they can even pay for your product. The first step, really, like I mentioned, is you already have competitors. You already have people that you're trying to emulate their products and provide a better solution. They already have customers buying that stuff. So most likely they will buy your product. That's one way to know if they will buy. Secondly, if it is a product that is of mass value, so people use it every day, interact with it every day. So for instance, like mobile data, mobile internet, people use this thing every day. Without that, you can't, go online. That's also a way you know that okay, people will buy a product because they use it every day, and like you would also have a sense of what other people are doing. Already have an idea of how to price it and if they will buy. Okay, so we've covered out a bunch of stuff, right? So since we already know, okay, what this will build, how do we then go about building it? Okay, so that takes us to the next section, which is building your first version, which is the MVP. MVP means the minimum viable product. Now, MVP means different things for different products, different companies, and so on. But it is that very first version of software that you intend to ship or push out to your customers, your potential users, so that they can test out and you can get feedback so that you can make the product better. Now, MVPs are useful because one, they help you know if your product is actually useful or can solve their problems for them. And it's also a way to test whether you should even push through with the product fully, because MVPs are not fully built out, fledged softwares. Okay, so for instance, let's use an example. Okay, I want to build out a social media platform, right? I will look at every section that is most important that users can take proper advantage of and build that. So for instance, a social media platform would be useless without having the ability to add your friends or see your friends and chat with them, right? So if you look at something like Facebook, you have reels, you have video uploads, you have profile pictures, you have things going on your wall, so on and so forth. So you see there are a lot of features there, but for MVP of that kind of caliber, we are just going to narrow it down to just a very few features that we know that the customers or the users are going to use and we can get feedback from without it being a broken experience. Because sometimes we can underbuild an MVP or overbuild it. So underbuilding it means that, okay, you built something, a minimum viable product, but it doesn't do everything that the customer is expecting it to do. So you've possibly underbuilt your MVP, and definitely you have to add in those necessary features that will make the customer say, okay, I will actually use this product and pay for it. So that's just a simple way of the whole MVP thing. Just a brief overview of what MVP is and how you can build it. I'll just run over a few types of MVPs, okay, so that you know the different types that are available. One is, I wouldn't necessarily call them types, but just the different formats. Let's just put it as different formats that MVPs can come in. And one is having a landing page. Now, most times a landing page is just a way for you to collect information from potential users, right? So name, email, phone numbers, right? Those kind of information so that you can communicate with your prospects down the line saying, okay, even if our product is not ready today, we can have these email addresses so that we message you. And also that landing page is just a good way to show what their product is going to do for them, showcase how it will possibly help them and, give them a way to get back to you and give you feedback if you need be. But one thing about the landing pages, it's the cheapest way to get customers or people interested in your stuff, but it's not the best way to showcase your product to them. Because most times some of this software, they want to actually feel it or understand it or see how it works. So there are other ways you can go about building out these MVPs, quote unquote MVPs, just a way that people can see what your product is about. You can have some demo videos that shows, okay, this is what my product will do. So you can speak with like video editors and some designers so that they can create a video for you, or you can create a simple prototype in a software like Figma. So you can speak with a graphic designer to go ahead and build something out on Figma. They will go ahead and build out like a little app setup for you so that you can show people. So most times you either use like a graphic designer that has experience in user interface and user experience. You have to hire a UI UX person to build out those Figma mockups or prototypes for you. Have that way of building out an MVP, or you can actually then go out and hire a developer, the UI UX person, so that they'll give you that very, very simple version of your application, which we call the MVP, so that you can go out there and showcase it to your customers and tell them, okay, this is what my product does, this is what it is. Even if it's not fully done, they have, at least customers can pay you for that very first version. But in the end, most times MVPs are just a way to validate your idea, be sure that people like it, and also in a way that people can even pay for it. Because most times MVPs are designed a way to, okay, can a customer pay for this product even if it is not ready now? Do they want this product bad enough that they want to go ahead and pay for it? So that's what your MVP should do. With that said, you want to now go ahead to actually launching your application or your product. I won't want to really spoil the experience for you, but the truth about it is when your company is still quite small, there really is nothing like a quote unquote launch, because you don't have customers, and who are you launching it to? So you have to go out there and find customers. And where do you go and find these customers? One, if you already had that landing page, you already have a way that, okay, customers have given you their email addresses, their phone numbers, so you can reach out to them. Hey, are you still interested in this product that we sent to you like a few weeks ago? Are you still down to use it? They would give you feedback whether they still want to proceed or not, or ghost you nonetheless. So you get that feedback, or you get those customers from what you've already gathered from your landing page. So that's also one benefit of having a landing page, because when your software launches now, you already have users potentially. That's just one way to get customers. Like I also mentioned, you can also have advertisements. So you can do Facebook ads, radio, TV, YouTube, however. But the goal is getting your message in front of people and letting them make a decision to go ahead with your purchases. But understanding that you have to use your words, you have to have a way to push this product out to the people. That's the second way to get people interested in your stuff. So you can also do SEO, which involves you writing blogs, generating content, so that it comes or tracks back to your website, and Google is able to push your site more whenever you go to like Google or any search engine. If you have more content, more blogs, more videos, not all the time, but it will potentially push you up to rank for certain keywords. So keywords is what SEO is more or less about. How well do you rank for a keyword? So for instance, if you check social media, you see there are different companies that rank already well for that. So Facebook and all these other companies. So that being said, that's just how you go about to get your first few customers after you've built out your MVP. I know this video is quite a bit much, but these are just the processes that are required to actually build out your first tech product. I won't say it's easy. Even if you are not going to pay anybody to build it out for yourself, it's not going to be an easy thing. Okay, so which will bring us to actually what would it cost to build out this first product? So like I mentioned, even if you're going to build it for free, it's going to cost you time, it's going to cost you internet resources you have to feed, and all these things come out from your own pocket. Okay, so the dev costs can be free, or you can, if you don't have any technical experience or expertise, you can then pay somebody per project or per hour, or depends on where you live and the kind of structure you make those deals with the person. That really can cost anywhere from a couple of $100 to a few $1,000s to set up your product. If you want any help, if you're a non-technical founder, you want to know actually what it costs to run a software, I will link a video of a fellow YouTuber, Damilola Nejo, who also put a video on how much it costs him to run a startup. His startup is quite, it has a few thousand users. So you can check out his video on what it really costs to build out this thing if you are a non-technical person. But I'll go on to tell you of the other costs. So you have things like domains, so which is the name of your website or your application you will use. Then the server cost as well, because you have to put your site somewhere. So this per year can cost up to $100 a year to a few thousands. All depends on the complexity of what you're building, the other services you will need, so on and so forth. So the costs can go up. Some services are free, some services you pay as you go, some services you pay monthly. So just factor in all those costs whenever you're building out product. So costs can still go up depending on your product. This is just the very first version you're having. So once you've gotten feedback, you have to gather that, take those feedback and iterate the product, make it better, make it more usable for your customer, because then you can increase prices, get more customers. Because if your product is better than it was on the onset, then more people will tell people about your product, and you can also have better ways to push out the product because you know how it's solving these products for your customers and clients. So yeah, that was a long ass rant, but nonetheless, I believe with the information we've shared here, I believe it should get you on your way to building out your first tech product. So nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the love you guys have been sharing on the videos. Um, do like, do share, do subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.